Hi guys, welcome back into my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, you're most welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I really appreciate it. So you guys, this is me just trying to give you guys a preamble of what was going on in this clip. I was basically just explaining to you guys what I was about to do, but I realized that it was kind of insignificant, and in the editing I had already, like, I forgot to mute out all the audio from the rest of the clip, so I had to start from it. So firstly, you have to clean your face. I had already cleansed my face with a cleanser, so that was what I was doing. So this is your sweat block. You just apply in your T-zone areas and all of that, and then I was showing you guys my foundation. So obviously you have to prime your face. So that was what I was doing. Just apply primer or rub primer, whatever it is, to keep your makeup intact. You should get a good one that would actually work for you. So that was basically what I was just doing in this clip. So the next step is to apply your foundation, which I was actually just doing here. You have to really blend out. Like, the key in everything makeup is blending. Just be patient enough to blend as much as you can, which was what I was doing here. I was just blending in my foundation, yeah, into my skin or whatever. So yeah, just keep blending as much as you can until you get the results, your desired results, if that makes sense. So yeah, you guys just take a look at this foundation. Look how smooth and really nice it is. Like, the coverage is something else, and that is what I love about this foundation. But yeah, if you need me to leave the name of the product in the description box, I will, or I can. Or if you're in need, you can just DM me, so I'll send you the list of the products that I used in this video. So your next step is your concealer, which I was just showing you guys here. I was using the Zikel concealer. I was basically just like trying to contour my face. Like, you guys can see, I started with the darker shade of the contour, so you just blend out really. So I applied this like just below my cheekbone, and I was blending upwards, as you guys can see. Just do that for the other side of your cheek, and yeah, that should do the trick. So I was just basically repeating the same thing I did on the other side, this side of my face. So you guys should just blend, just keep blending. Like I said, you can see that my face is already taking shape, if that makes sense. So that's just it. It's actually not that hard. So you just blend, you apply and blend like I just did, and you can tell already that, yeah, we're getting somewhere. So this, I was just trying to like contour my nose to give it like a slimmer look and all of that, as you guys can see. So yeah, that was basically what I was just doing. And I decided to continue with my highlighting as well. So I just applied it in my T-zone areas, as you guys can see. So all you have to do is just keep blending, really. Just apply and blend. The shade of the concealer I was using was a bit light, so I had to like mix it with a darker shade in order for me to like get it, because I didn't want anything too light, right? So if you don't want it too light, you can just, but it's always advisable to use a shade lighter than your skin, which is what I was doing. You can see that it's still light. So yeah, that was just what I was doing. I was trying to blend. I had to go in with one of my brushes because yeah, but that's what I was just trying to do here. Just keep blending, really. You have to blend it well so you don't have harsh lines. Or yeah, but harsh lines are um like when you make up and then you can see where your contour starts from, where it ends. Those are harsh lines. So I just finished setting my face here with the loose powder from Flawless Ivy, which I was showing you guys. So you guys can use this or either use the Benai setting powder. Both works, right? So whichever one you can lay your hands on is fine. So this my spoolie. I was just trying to like brush my brows to get started with my brows. So that's my brow pencil. I was just outlining the lower part. Always start by outlining the lower part of your brows before the top, right? And make sure like your arc is well defined. Because if you miss it in the arc, please, you're most likely to like have a very funny finish. So yeah, just make sure your arc is well outlined, where you're supposed to curve your curving. Like, I see what I'm doing, where we're supposed to curve you curve, you're supposed to just keep your hand straight. That's what you're doing. So I was just basically measuring the top of my brow to make sure that one is not higher than the other. So that's what you do in order to get like something very similar. You have to measure the top of the one you've drawn before, so one doesn't look higher than the other one. Can you see? So yeah, that's basically what I was doing to check to see if they were, similar. So I was just like drawing strokes in between my brows and just filling it in basically, so you guys can see that was basically what I was doing. So yeah, I haven't done this, as you can see me do. Just make sure to keep a straight hand. Let me just put that out there. Make sure to keep a straight hand whilst drawing your brows. So the next step is to actually go in. You see, I was still trying to correct and correct where I thought was wrong. So that is your chance to actually correct whatever it is. Next thing is to go in with your spoolie brush and brush inside your brows like I just did. Now it's time to conceal. You go in with your concealer. I used a darker shade at the front or at the beginning of my brows. And then I was just dragging it down. I was just dragging the concealer down. So yeah, and then I was also trying to like steady my hand so it doesn't get rough. So as you guys can see, I was using a lighter shade from the arc of my brow, where the start of the arc of my brow was, to the end. So I was basically just dragging it down as well. But that's optional. You can choose to use your shade of whatever. You don't have to use two different shades entirely like mine, so it doesn't confuse you. But that was what I felt like doing. So I just went in with my brush to blend in the concealer to my eyelid, and yeah, that was basically what I was doing here. Don't forget to blend. Like I said, the key is to make up is what's in the blending, right? So I was just blending in, just keep blending till you get what you're looking for, right? So I decided to stop here, and then I decided to wipe up the setting powder from my face. Why am I stuttering? The setting powder from my face, the excess. So yeah, don't forget to always wipe off. So if you don't want it to bake, you can wipe off almost immediately. And also when, all right, so sorry, I got lost. So I showed you guys my powder palette. That was what I showed you guys. So I was basically applying powder beneath my brows, yeah, to stop it from creasing. So that's what I do. I just apply powder beneath my brows. So that's my setting spray. I'm just setting my face with it, right? So this is my eyeshadow palette. I was showing you guys the colors that I wanted to use on my eye to create the look that I created in this video. So I was just showing you guys the colors that I was likely or I'm likely to use. So I was basically telling you guys which I would use on my for my transition color and all of that. So this palette was very pigmented. I did not know. You guys can see. I was surprised at how pigmented it was because I didn't even use like a lot. You guys, I've learnt my lesson. Lesson learned. So I'll show you guys the next color I was going to go in with, which I actually just did. So you can just decide if you don't want anything serious, you can just use one color on your lids and that's it. But here I was just blending out the color I showed you guys in my under my sorry on my lid, if that makes sense. So I was just really blending out the second shadow that I used. As you guys can see, like I said, the key is in blending. Just keep blending really until you get the consistency, right? So I went in with a darker shade on my lid. As you guys can see, I started from my lid this time around, and then I went to the corner of my eye because there was something it was the way I wanted my shadow to look on me, right? So I went to the corner of my eye and then I started from there. As you guys can see, it will give you a different result entirely if you start out from the corner of your eye, which I was actually just doing here, right? So yeah, that's it. I'm not used to this voiceover, so you guys will permit me, okay? This is my first time, so you guys should bear with me. But yeah, as you can see, I just kept applying and blending until I was satisfied with the result I was seeing with my eyeshadow, right? So that's basically what you do. Use your discretion, whatever. So this is the eyeshadow primer. I was just going to like cut out my crease. Ideally, this is not the way I would have cut out my crease, but I don't know what happened to me in this video. You guys should pardon me. So yeah, I was just trying to cut out my crease, as you guys can see, with the shadow primer to give it a more pigmented look, because I was going to apply like the glittery one on my lid. Yeah, I just did not want to stop there. So obviously I had to apply the shadow primer. So I was basically just dabbing in the color I wanted on the primer, right? So that was what I was going to do. Just dab it in. You don't need to drag, just dab it in. I was dragging because of the outline of where I cut my crease, but naturally you should just dab like you can see me doing here. So just dab it into that particular place that you applied your primer. So yeah, that was what I was just doing here. So just do that till you're satisfied with the pigmentation of whatever it is. So the next thing is my mascara. Obviously, you have to apply your mascara on your lashes because I was going to apply. I was going to put false lashes. So this is me just doing my waterline with my eyeliner. Yeah, so I was just lining my under eye with my eyeliner. So yeah, that was it. Yeah, this is the product I was using or I used. So I was just basically just applying powder on my face. I was basically applying powder on my face again because I wasn't satisfied with how my face was looking, right? So I just went on to apply powder. You can see I'm not applying it everywhere on my face. I left out the parts that I did the contour. Does that make sense? Exactly. So you don't I didn't apply it all over my face. I left the parts that I contoured like you guys can see. So I'm going to come back to the parts I contoured later. But yeah, I was just trying to put in my lashes now. So when you're applying your lashes, you apply it or you put it directly on top of your or just above your natural lashes. Don't put it on your lashes. Put it above your lashes, right? So it doesn't rip off or come out when you want to take it out. So yeah, it's safer to apply it on the line. I don't know how to explain to you guys, but on the like your lashes just above, like the line of your eye. It does that make sense? Just apply it there, not on top of your lashes, because when you come to remove it, it might just come out with your actual natural lash, right? So that was what I was basically just doing here. I put my glue prior to now. I allowed it to get a bit tacky. So this is your chance to actually adjust your lashes if you don't like the way it's sitting. And that was what I was just doing here, right? So I was trying to adjust my lashes to make sure that I was comfortable with it and it was okay. And it was sitting just fine, right? Which was what I was doing here. So don't be afraid to actually just adjust when need be. If that makes sense. So I was basically coming close to see the result I had or what was going on with my lashes. I was still trying to keep adjusting till they're comfortable. So yeah, going on to the lips, I was showing you guys the lipstick. I have like the brown and the nude, which I just applied now and I was trying to like blend out. So you just keep applying till you get the consistency that you're looking for. I think I've said it in this video a lot of times, but that's basically the key to it. So I just kept applying the nude because I wanted more of it. So that was what I was doing. So don't forget to actually just mark your lips to blend in properly. So that was exactly what I was doing here. You can see that I'm looking pretty already. So yeah, I was getting in with my spray again. So I was just spraying my face to avoid it from looking ashy. So here I was going in with my bronzer or highlighter. So yeah, on my highlight, I'd already highlighted my cheeks. You guys can see it's not that obvious because I don't want it to be so much. So yeah, I've applied my highlighter or my highlights or whatever it is. So yeah, this is the finished look and I look pretty, you guys. Tell me and raise this look in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.